Call this June 8th, Cucahoga Township Board meeting to order with the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, roll call. Whalen.
Yes, sir.
Shano.
Here.
Eddie, here. Walde.
Here.
Campbell.
Here.
Approval of agenda. I'd like to make a motion to amend the agenda to add LCIC gaming licenses for charitable items with the state of Michigan, and Parks and Rec, Cucahoga Parks and Rec Board request for their community park cleanup day.
How is that LCIC thing different than the one that we did for the Pickle Fest?
I think it might have to do with that. It wasn't elaborate in the email, but I think that because LCIC is a part of the Pickle Fest, that I think maybe with the bingo that's going on, that might be what. Because LCIC did want to run the bingo portion.
So I think that's usually who does run it every year at the festival.
Okay, but the other.
LCIC always runs pickle, yeah.
I think there's some other things that Garrett is proposing.
So that'd be in.
And O for Parks and Rec?
Yes.
I'll make a motion to amend as stated.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Approval of the minutes.
I think you
for-
still, sorry, Mr. President, I think you still have to approve the agenda then.
Oh.
You've amended it.
Approval of the agenda. All in
Second.
favor?
Who's the second?
Second.
Okay.
All in favor?
Aye.
Approval of the minutes from April 13th, 2026. Motion to approve minutes from April 13th. Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, approval of the minutes for April 27th, 2026.
This was the election board meeting.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken.
Motion to approve election board minutes.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, public comment, agenda items only. Public comment, agenda items only.
Jeff Class, Jeff Class, 1371 East Beaver. First, I gotta give a shout out to the clerk and deputy clerk. I wasn't around since the last election, but you guys did great. I mean, it worked, right? I mean, we were able to come through and get it done. There were no issues with the board of canvassers. On the agenda, there's a ton of stuff on here related to spending money. And I have yet to see an approved budget out on the website. I stopped by the office several weeks back, asking to get a copy or wondering where it was at. I was told that it wasn't there because the supervisor hadn't provided the updated version to be posted. We're a quarter of the way through the fiscal year. We're spending money, and if this is supposed to be transparent, why can't we be the ones in the township to see the budget? That's a bit concerning. The other thing on the agenda, I see there's something in there for intimidation and harassment, those types of things. I'm really curious to hear what that's about, because there are people on this board that have a history of doing that exact same thing to previous board members.
Thank you.
Public comment.
Mine, sir. Easier 2890 2 Mile Road. Not that I want to be heard. I was just wondering why the May 8th meeting minutes were not on the website, and I noticed that they're not being approved. And I thought according to the Open Meetings Act, they had to be posted 8 business days after the meeting, and they're not being approved, and they weren't on the website, at least when I checked this afternoon, so they should have been on the agenda, right? I mean, that's a violation of the Open Meetings Act.
Do you mean May 11th?
Didn't I say May 11th?
You said May 11th.
I'm sorry, May 11th.
I'll speak to that from the one that dictates the minutes. They are currently in progress. It's been a very busy time around here. Our clerk was obviously out of town for about a week, so I was responsible for a lot more. So they are coming, and I apologize for the delay. They're trying my best. They are coming.
Well, isn't it if they aren't approved at the meeting, they're automatically approved?
That I don't know.
After 30 days.
And today's the 8th, so we're not having a meeting before June 11th, so
So she, just saying, 30.
Thank you.
Public comment. Agenda items only.
Hello.
John Hamilton, Latin Associate. This is what's not on the agenda, I guess, and I was never informed of that. The Planning Commission sent you a number of things that you were supposed to review, and I never heard from him, so I don't know if you noticed that it wasn't on the agenda, but I was never informed, and well, I was almost here, so just would like to be informed if you're not going to do what's supposed to be done.
How many items in total? I know that, I talked with Trent before the meeting, and he said that he was only asked to review one portion.
Right.
Is that?
So that could have been on the agenda. Is that going to be discussed and it's not on the agenda? His report?
No, it's not on the agenda. I can speak to that part. That's at my office, so we have not completed the zoning review of that piece of it yet. So that part's on me, that delay, but it will be forthcoming.
Okay. Again, it would be good if somehow all of us were told that, because I don't know whether Matt was uninformed as well, because usually he'll contact me and let me know. So, and then the other ones that were not considered at the last meeting were reviewed again at the Planning Commission level, and they forwarded them to the board.
The board has not received anything.
Has not received anything.
No, I have not seen a thing. Hasn't come through.
Megan, have you seen anything? I was told that all of the stuff was sent to you, but
The items that were discussed last meeting,
At the planning commission meeting.
I haven't done anything.
That's all.
what's that?
I said, isn't that something, like I lost my paper for 2 months too.
I can't
so
blame the
I
fact
had enough of
that
it.
Mr. Hamilton has the floor. Thank you.
Yeah. Wait till I-
I can't speak to the items.
Thank you.
Public comment. Public comment. Going one more time. Public comment. Public comment closed. Department and committee reports. Fire department report.
I'll start out with, the full-timers have all started, and things are going well, except for one little hiccup with one person that got sick and ended up in the hospital, but we're working through that. I'd like to start, we're gonna start flushing hydrants early this year, get them pumped down early, so we're not fighting the weather at the end of the year, plus it'll give us the rest of the season if they need to be weed whacked, brushed out, cut out, whatever else, we'll have time to go do that before we run out of time. I can call people up, put in the windows, whatever, but I think we need to do some door maintenance on the doors. I think it should be a yearly thing for as much as the doors are up and down. It's a lot easier to get them fixed piece by piece now than have a catastrophic failure, so I'll call people. They seem to be, the ones that came out and did the windows out of the 3 bids I had, they're actually really the only ones that kind of showed up. And I mean, one other group come out and did a bid and they never came back. Yeah, Delta, that's who put the doors in originally. So, our blood drive is on June 23rd here at the hall. That is between 4 other departments, so last year we missed by 2 people, so if somebody wants to come and give some extra blood, put a cord in here and there. Grants. Our grant with our regional AFG grant with Pinconning Fraser, Garfield Township, Mount Forest Township. That has been turned in. That is for, not mobile radio, it's for handheld radios. That's right around $298,000. So Dave is in the process of getting that sent in. He sent us out all the narrative, that company that he hired to do his grants. So that's in the process. Once we get to that point, like I said, I brought it up before, it'd probably be about $2,000 on our end, and obviously there's no guarantee to get it, but Dave's had pretty good luck with grants. I mean, if we get it, that's 20 radios for us at $5,000 a piece. So the other grant he put in was with the Indians, because they're close there, so they get a 2%. So they had their first drawing of grants. He put in for mobile radios. AFG you can't put in for truck radios, you have to put in for handhelds. So that's to the tune of about $125,000 to $130,000. They did their first drawing of money, and we got $40,000 of it. It was decided amongst us chiefs at the North Chiefs meetings, he was gonna split it up amongst us, $10,000 a piece. And we all decided that there's like 3 more rounds of drawings, which he seems to think we'll get the same amount or more in those 3 rounds. He's gonna place that in a CD or somewhere. Obviously it'll draw interest what's there, but he's gonna put it all there until the other ones come out. If we don't get enough for all of it, then we'll get what we can, or he'll split it up equally amongst all of us that are in it, that are wrote into the grant. So that's good. That's another $130,000.
3 of those.
There's Mount Forest, Garfield, Pinconning, Fraser, no, there's 4 of us total, yeah. And I put in for the DNR grant, that's the 50/50 grant that I put in for every year, so I put in for that and sent it in. So we'll need a couple new sets of turnout gear and some new boots, so I put in for that, which I'm not gonna say it's a slam dunk, but we usually get it every year, so if we do, I mean, it's 2 sets of gear. Set of gear right now is running about between $4,000 and $6,000, so if I get 2 guys in gear, I'm only be paying for 1 set. Other than that, that is all I have. Things are running. You're welcome.
Okay, sheriff's report. $239 calls overall. 51 trips. Any questions on the sheriff's report? Everybody all good?
Yeah.
Okay. Parks and Recreation, board request. The Parks and Recreation Committee met Monday, June 1st, and discussed the following.
Do you want to just put this on O when we're going to actually consider it? I was just curious.
I planned on reading it.
Okay, that's fine.
But
I mean, that's where the money can be decided on, so I thought it might be more efficient, but it's up to you.
Okay, Parks and Rec report. There's gonna be a park cleanup that is being put together. There's some items that we're gonna be talking about that are needed throughout the park. So we'll discuss that, I guess, in the building report. Is that Town Line Road, the big house that's going on? Yeah. Good to see. Zoning administrator report. We did have court last week and had 2 successful, I feel, events happen with consent agreements.
Yep, so, sorry, I'm going to speak over you, but I can just step in and give the report in the absence of the zoning administrator. As many of you know, the board authorized some code enforcement actions at the last meeting. The vast majority of those we were able to resolve by just sending letters or notifying property owners that they were not in compliance and they were brought into compliance, which is good. Voluntary compliance is always easier and cheaper and a good method of code enforcement. For there was a handful of properties that needed a little bit more, or they were not as quick to comply, and so with the help of Supervisor Eddy, we were able to work with them to get compliance on those properties. The 2 of them that we had hearings on this week were mostly compliant, but they still had some items that needed to take care of, and so with the advice of our office, we decided it would be best to pursue judgments against them. However, we did it in a way that allowed the property owners to clean up the property, and if they were to do so, they would not be liable for the fines and costs, which is a good way to work with property owners to get them to clean up the property, as opposed to having a hardline approach that requires the township to incur the cost of doing the cleanup. So for those 2 properties, we have standing orders against them that would require them to maintain that compliance going forward, and obviously we could enforce the order if we had to, but we don't think that will be a problem. There was a third matter that is currently set for a hearing in July. However, Supervisor Eddy has been working with them, and I believe that will be resolved, and we actually discussed a dismissal of that case as well. So code enforcement is going well so far. We did have to appear this week in court, but I think they were resolved in a way that works for everybody. And it seems to be a process that's working so far.
So if they don't comply?
If the properties that we have the judgments against do not comply, we would be able to enter the property and remove the blight or other items such as junk vehicles that are in violation of the township's ordinances. The township would then bill them back for those costs that were incurred, as well as the fact that their fines and costs would levy, the ones that are currently being held in abeyance. And so we could recoup those costs either through them paying us, or the court order allows the township to record a lien against the property if those costs go unpaid. I think in this instance it'll be unlikely that we get to that point. I've done this long enough now that you get a sense on when people are going to clean it up and when they're not, and I have a good sense that this will be cleaned up and resolved without further court proceedings. So as of now, once we dismiss the July case, I don't think we'll have any pending court cases, and the board could authorize us to do more if there's more to come up. But
There'll be 4 coming up, I think, on the 15th that they'll be getting citations
Okay.
if they don't comply.
okay, and we'll keep you posted as to how those go as well. Hopefully the same way with the voluntary compliance.
Fred? Since Tom left, I've had a couple calls from a couple of people up here. So I went out and looked at the application for a permit for an addition to a house at James Nolan on Beaver Road, and it was fine. So I signed that, and it should be in the file or somewhere. And then I had a request, Matt asked me to look into the storage buildings that are in Linwood. And they're going to condominiumize those and build one other structure with an addition to another building. And I took a look at those and I'm getting another set of plans sent so we can look at it thoroughly.
That's the
It's in progress.
D&M site approval. That's the D&M site that's working on those.
Yes, yep. That's what I've done.
Thank you. Motion to accept all the reports.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, Caucalla Township Supervisors Report. Members of the Township Board and residents of Caucalla Township, I would like to first provide an update on several matters affecting Caucalla Township. First, I am pleased to report that the recent court proceedings involved in the township have concluded with favorable outcomes through consent judgments on both matters. These resolutions bring closure to the litigation, reduce uncertainty, and allow the township to focus its attention on serving residents and addressing community priorities. I appreciate the efforts of all those involved in reaching resolutions that protect the interest of the townships and its taxpayers. As we enter the summer season, there continues to be tremendous excitement surrounding the upcoming Linwood Pickle Festival. This event has become a valued community tradition that attracts visitors from throughout the region while supporting local businesses and organizations. I encourage the township to consider supporting this event and the positive economic and community benefits it brings to our area. I would also like to address the resolutions being presented to the board regarding employee protections and workplace conduct. These measures are intended to ensure that all township personnel, elected officials, appointed officials, employees, and volunteers are afforded professional, respectful, and safe working environment. Every individual serving the residents of Caucalla Township deserves to perform their duties without fear of harassment, intimidation, retaliation, or unnecessary personal attacks. Additionally, I believe the board should carefully consider rescinding the township's transparency resolution. Transparency remains a fundamental principle of good government and should continue to guide actions of all township officials. However, the current resolution has increasingly been utilized in a manner that was never intended when it was adopted. Rather than promoting openness and accountability, it has too often been used as a tool to target township personnel and officials, creating division, fostering distrust, and increasing administrative burdens. The result has been unnecessary conflict, reduced employee morale, disruption of township operations, and increased legal expenses borne by the taxpayers of Caucalla Township. Existing state laws, including Michigan Freedom of Information Act and Open Meetings Act, already provide substantial safeguards to ensure transparency and accountability in local government. The township does not need a resolution that has become a source of conflict and has contributed to a deterioration of working relationships among township officials and staff. For these reasons, I believe rescinding transparency resolution is in the best interest of the township, its employees, its elected officials, and the residents we serve. Doing so will allow the board to refocus its efforts on productive governance, community development, infrastructure improvements, economic growth, and the delivery of quality public services. As supervisor, I remain committed to lawful, transparent, and accountable government, while also ensuring that township personnel are treated with fairness, professionalism, and respect. Thank you to our employees, volunteers, board members, and residents for your continued dedication to Caucalla Township. Brad. Treasurer's report.
There are still a few checks that need to be voided. Unfortunately, they were in the last tax year, so I have to go through the whole process to void those because they're actually payroll checks.
That's the Mark Siegman and Daniel Wasman.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a few of them that are from October and November, but we already closed out that year, so we have to do a different process. So that's why they're still there.
And
FYI, I need to review the last John Hancock check we cut. Just came back to me and said it was undeliverable.
Because I just sure as who's processing those and the paperwork is on the bottom of the thing.
That's fine, we'll yeah, we'll get that fixed.
Tomorrow.
Sounds like a plan. Just let you know. It just showed up today, so.
Okay, bills, payroll, and invoices.
Yay!
You have to accept that. Motion to accept the supervisor's report and treasurer's report.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Okay.
So the payroll.
Payroll. Pretty straightforward stuff. Let's take a look at it, it's right there. We have fully changed over to direct deposit. Megan has done a wonderful job working out all the bugs with that wonderful system.
She should be commended.
Yes. I know there were some hiccups with it. Bless her heart, because I had the computer up thrown across the room. Part of it was the fact that BS&A did not want to deal with our bank for payroll. The other part was the fact that it was the bank being stupid. But we fought through it, we got done with it, and she did a wonderful job making sure everybody gets paid on time and accurately. Other than that, there's really not much to talk about with payroll. I know there's some, go ahead.
I was just going to motion to approve it then. I thought you were done, I'm sorry.
No. And the next thing is invoices. I apologize. One of our county officials sent us duplicate invoices, and for some reason BS&A did not catch it, and I did not catch it until I was reviewing everything. So there is a discrepancy, and I've tried to make sure everybody knows that the number for the bill pay this time is 105,244.34. It was a lot higher when I originally sent it out, but that was because of a mistake that was in this bill packet here. I don't know how the system didn't catch it. I don't know how I did. It was a mistake. It's on me, but we caught it before we submitted, so.
So I made a motion to accept payroll. Did anybody second that?
Second.
Okay.
Roll call. Whalen?
Yes.
DeShano?
Yes.
Campbell? Yes. Walden?
Yes.
Eddie? Yes. Invoices. Motion to accept invoices.
For the invoices, if I could, I would just recommend that you make it to pay the invoices as presented, so that they look in front of you and that it's for payment. For the motion language.
A motion to approve invoices as presented for 105,244.34.
Second. Roll call. DeShano?
Yes.
Walden?
Yes.
Campbell? Yes. Whalen?
Yes.
Eddie, yes. Old business, delinquent property, personal property tax update.
Do you want to start?
So this is something that the board had authorized to work with our office on last meeting. It is something that we have been working on. I passed it off to my colleagues who do this type of work and have experience with this type of work. So I haven't personally been overseeing it, but I do know that that's moving along. I think there's some draft letters that have come back to the township, but nothing has been sent yet. What we would be seeking then is, as this process moves forward, approval from the board to work with our office on seizure if that is necessary, and what those steps would entail, to work with our office to figure that out. So really, nothing has changed since the last meeting. That work is still in progress with my office, not me personally, but my office. And we're just seeking a motion to advance it forward by working with you for anything that's necessary for seizure, if that is necessary.
Make the motion. For our legal to proceed as you believe is necessary.
Yeah, I think I would have the motion language be that you would direct our office, or the treasurer's office, I guess, to work with our office and to advise on matters that are necessary for seizure, if seizure is necessary. My
Did
recommendation.
you get those verbiage? So, treasurer has the right to work with the law office to proceed as necessary, and if seizure is necessary, then we'll take care of all necessary paperwork so seizure can be legally done.
I'm good with that motion, yeah.
Second. Is there discussion?
There would be discussion, yeah.
Okay. Is legal gonna cost more than the delinquent property taxes?
I don't know that. Yeah, I'm like I said,
How
I'm
much
not
is
the one.
owed on all of them together? I haven't seen any.
I haven't seen the totals either. Like there were you guys.
It's about 2,800 currently.
2,800, yeah. So that sounds right. Like I said, it's not me overseeing it. We have attorneys in my office that have more experience with this than I do. So
So if we go to collection in reference to delinquent personal property tax, the individual would be responsible for any collection fees, yes or no?
the way I understand it is that you have to send them notice, and then there's a period of time in which they could pay back the delinquent taxes before it would proceed to seizure. Once it proceeds to seizure, I'm not familiar with the steps of that, but there are people in my office who are working with Lori's office on that. And we're happy to provide like a formal update to the board on the process if you'd like, but my understanding of the process is that the first step is a letter and a chance to pay it back, and that has not yet occurred.
Has there been a letter you guys received from that person?
I don't know. I can't speak to that part of it. As I said, I'm not the one that's overseeing it directly, so.
We have a motion on the floor.
Okay, roll call. Waylon?
Yes.
DeShano?
Yes.
Eddie? No. Walby?
No.
Campbell?
Yes.
New Linwood Beach project update.
Okay. So basically, we've been working on getting easements drafted over the last month. We've also met with Tim Fitzgerald at Bay County Department of Water and Sewer. He already kind of operates and maintains an existing drainage pump station for you guys, so we wanted to get with him. So when we finalize the design and everything, it's equipment and pumps and such that he's familiar with and that he would have spare parts for and things like that. So that meeting went well. Then we're also just kind of getting the permitting process with DNR and Eagle moving along as well. So that's basically the process we're at. And I think once we get all the easements drafted, and I think there's another item coming up here next about working with Trent and his group on getting the final easement document prepared. So they would do the legal doc, and then we just do the description basically, and then we can coordinate with the township as far as trying to get people to come in and get those signed.
Seems like they were pretty open to having,
Oh,
kind
yeah.
of like a big signing. They seemed
Yeah, I
pretty
think
open
that
to
would be
it.
good.
Yeah.
And then we can, answer questions and whatever people might have as well.
All right.
All right. Yep.
New business approval for Spicer to work with township attorney for easement acquisition for Linwood Beach project.
Yeah, so as was just mentioned, our office was approached by Spicer this week to assist with the easement acquisition part of this project. My understanding is that Spicer would be taking the lead as to the initial easement acquisition, and then they would be using our office for help with issues that arise, and to help with pulling deeds and drafting deeds and easements as are necessary for the project. My understanding as well is that this could be paid for out of the state appropriation grant funds that the township does have. I believe it would function more like a reimbursement, but those funds would be available for that as well. I can say that similar to the property tax issue, it's outside of my personal scope, but my firm has a practice area that does this exact type of work. They work with Spicer all the time on these types of projects, and they're very, very familiar with it, and so it would be passed along to them to sort of run point on it along with Spicer. What we're seeking today would be just a motion to authorize legal counsel to work with Spicer on the easement acquisition project for Linwood Beach. A rough estimate that I ran with some of my colleagues who work in that practice group and who do that type of work was that it would be a very conservative, as in like a high number, we think would be like 15 to 20,000, but it could be closer to 10. Again, it's not really my area of expertise, but they do this every day and they understand that that's sort of in the ballpark for this. We will, of course, confirm that the grant funds can be expended that way. That was recently sent to me, but my understanding is that it could be and that it frequently is, as well as the fact that this work is necessary for the project anyways. And so to keep it moving, I would recommend that you would make a motion to approve Spicer to work with our office for easement acquisition.
I'll make a motion for Spicer to work with the township attorneys for the easement acquisitions for the South Linwood Beach project.
Second.
Okay, roll call. Walby?
Yes.
DeShano?
Yes.
Eddie, yes. Campbell?
Yes.
Whalen?
Yes.
Fire chief resolution. I made a resolution. Megan, did you?
I was told there were options to be discussed, so here's the options that I have.
Yeah, that's what we have, is the proposal with the 3 different options.
The only thing that I can say is when we did the budget, we accepted option 1.
No, we did not.
Oh,
We put in a
okay,
lot
we
in the
put
budget.
option 1's amount, I should say.
That was never discussed specifically at that time. However, which option did you put in the resolution then? Option 1 was what you committed to by resolution?
That's the one that I put in the resolution.
So did you get any comparative salaries from comparable townships for that?
Nope, I put in there what the chief offered, went through it, and I even spoke during the budgeting, that's why I put the $65,000 in the budget line item.
So, real quick, B and C are kind of the same thing, correct?
You mean 1 and 2?
No, I got that sheet breakdown, I got that email. But B and C on the, new business are the?
No, the recommendation is for the full-timer.
Oh,
That's different,
okay,
that's
sorry.
different.
Okay,
So I have to provide you with a recommendation in kind
Yeah.
of
copy, sorry.
So, did you look at what the pay had been for the previous year? Did you look at how much was salary, how much was off sub, how much was run pay? Did you look at any of those numbers when you decided?
When I decided the resolution amount, I wanted to throw something out to the board, because that's the way the numbers fit. I think it was a respectable offer, and if you don't like it, change it. It's that
Okay.
easy,
Yeah,
rather than putting on a
sounds
show.
good. Nobody's putting on a show, I'm asking questions.
How many hours did you work last year?
She's asking a question, which is.
Put on a show just like you do.
Just ballpark. I know it's a lot.
Ballpark it for you. I can tell you that between me and Captain Bouchard, we worked a total of 7,054 hours. So if you cut that in half,
Right.
over 3,000 hours.
How many calls out of your regular shift are you doing a week?
a week, it just depends on.
But what's the
depends on
normal
what we have.
load?
I mean, normal for me is I run anywhere between 10 and 18 calls a month, outside of my normal shift. Last month I ran, well, if I give you the hours, I can tell you exactly. I had 14 extra hours in pay in run hours, 16 in February, 12 in March, 10 in April, and I had 20 hours last month just on extra runs. And sometimes it's just based on where runs fall. If they run a lot during the day, then obviously I'm already here. If they run a lot at night, last Friday, we had 6 calls and I was here for 4 of them on my day off.
And last year, we roughly, with all the hours, was 77,054 hours. It was almost $80,000 in pay and runs.
74 and change, almost 75, yep, correct.
So on your option 3, that's kind of an all-inclusive
Option
meetings.
3 was to cover
runs.
meetings, that covers run pay, and up to 24 hours of coverage outside my normal hours.
But 40 hours a week, Monday through Friday.
Monday through Thursday, 10 hours, and then I'll adjust on Friday, but when I originally took it, we went from Jim being 60, and I said I wasn't gonna work 60 hours a week, but little did I know that I was gonna. But
So
it
basically,
happens, I mean, the place has to keep running, and I get it when I took it, but we all knew that at some point we'd have to dial back, and with the evolution, if you will, for lack of a better word, of getting 2 more full-time people in here, has made it a lot easier, which will make it a lot easier on me, and it'll make it a lot easier on Chris, once he gets back up and running. And
Well,
he'll be-
typically, if someone can't pick up the slack, you pick up the slack every time.
If somebody can't, then it's me or Chris usually, right?
Yeah, the buck stops at you.
Right, the buck stops that, I'm the guy that has to answer for it, so if this place is sitting empty and something happens, then I'm getting a phone call. So,
Thanks, Chief.
and my phone's always open, like these guys know, I mean, it's not uncommon to get calls during the weekend when we're up north. Last couple Saturdays ago, when they had the fatality up here, the critical incident stress team called me at 10 o'clock at night on a Saturday to make sure that everybody was good here and that our guys were good, and if they didn't, to make sure that I got with them to get it taken care of, so my phone's always on. Trying to take care of everybody the best I can.
Well, my thoughts on it is, we did have option 1, 2, and 3. One was 65, 70, and 75. Taking into consideration how much shift pay you have to cover, how much, okay, so Bouchard's not around, and you're the fill gap guy, and you have been, and you've been extremely reliable in that. Personally, I think we should contemplate option 3, because it may sound like a lot of money, it's nothing compared to what we paid him last year. I mean, and
Then I'll make a motion to accept option 3.
I'll second that.
I thought I kind of just did.
As long as it's there, it doesn't matter.
I just want to, I want to make sure I've got the hours correct. You're saying you're willing to work 64 hours a week?
If necessary.
Well, I mean, that's,
That's only if he.
well, I mean, let's
If
talk about it
if
contractually.
If I have to fill in,
It's 40 hours Monday through Thursday. That's a
Correct.
40-hour work week plus 24 hours of off-duty time that you have to be responsible for.
Over a pay
it's
period.
over a pay
which
period,
is
that's
2
2
weeks.
weeks, over a pay period. I just don't want to get in a spot where, God forbid, something happens, and then I settle for this, and then all of a sudden I'm here.
So it's
140 hours every 2 weeks again.
52 hours a week on average.
On average.
And you easily do that in your,
Oh, I do, yeah, I do, yeah.
yeah, with your
It's-
calls.
It's not,
Okay.
it's,
I just want to make sure we're all on the same
when I
page.
tell my wife I'm out at 4 and I get home at 5, she wants to know I was home at 4. And it's not because supper was ready. There's something that had to be done.
Correct.
That's just, that's how it rolls in my house, which is fine, I'm good. But
So,
So the motion's on the
the
floor?
motion of option 3.
Roll call.
Walden?
Yes.
Eddie, yes. DeShano?
Yes.
Whalen?
Yes.
Campbell?
Yes.
Fire chief recommendation. The following is recommended by the fire chief as an employee of Tuckahoe Township Fire Department, Tavin Toporski.
Davin was one of the guys we hired
full-time, which makes me feel very old because his dad was a lieutenant here before he went to monitor, so I remember his dad was born and now he's working for me, so.
And he's a tall drink of water, too. He's a big
Yeah,
guy.
He's all of,
He's a big
however
guy.
tall he is, but
Yeah,
he can
pretty
reach
tall.
things that I can't. so. It works out pretty well.
He opens the pickle jar too, I imagine.
Yeah, he can, there's a lot of things that he can do that I can't do anymore, so.
I make a motion.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Just-
What is that?
Yeah, what's the motion for?
Yeah.
The motion is to hire Tevin, T-O-P-O-R-S-K-I.
And then needs to be a roll call.
He'll work on shift work, correct?
Yep. He's currently just.
And other as necessary, but
Roll call vote. Walde,
Yes.
DeShano,
Yes.
Campbell,
yes.
Whalen,
Yes.
Eddie, yes. KCI,
This is the estimate for the summer taxes as well as the newsletters. The estimated postage does need to be submitted after this is approved so that they can be printed and sent out.
make a motion to accept the KCI bill.
Second.
Roll call.
Is it to pay it?
Pay it.
Yeah, I would make a
Yeah.
motion to pay it.
Motion to
Yeah.
pay the KCI bill.
For $1,647.48.
That's $3,000.
No, it's $3,331.60, but the estimated postage has to be paid up.
Okay.
The $1684.12.
So motion to approve the KCI
Motion
bill.
to approve the
Yeah.
KCI bill for $3,331.60
Plus postage.
plus postage.
Postage included.
Postage included. Yeah. Roll call. DeShano,
Yes.
Eddie, yes. Walden,
Yes.
Campbell, yes. Whalen.
Yes.
Metro Act.
Do you guys want me to speak to Metro Act too?
Yeah.
Okay, so the board had previously authorized our office to work on a Metro Act permit. Again, this is something that falls outside the scope of my specific expertise, but there's folks in my office that do this. I feel like I'm saying that a lot tonight, but the board has been working with my colleague Hannah Stocker on this. Long story short, we have not heard back since we've approached them, and so the timeline for processing the application has not yet started. In your packet, you should have a sample motion from our office. If the board were to choose to take action on this tonight, that would be a motion that you could consider. However, because of the fact that we have not heard back, so the timeline hasn't started, you're not required to take any action tonight. And so this could just serve as an update that is in process. We've reached out to the applicants and we just have not yet heard back. We followed up recently. And so if you were to consider that sample motion, as I mentioned, it's in your packet, but you do not have to take any action on this tonight.
So just to clarify, it's a 40-day